When we're solving for x, remember basically what we're asking is what x value would make this true? So I'm looking for an x value that would make this true. So let's first try to get x all by itself. And it's a little bit challenging in this one because it's stuck inside of a log and we don't know how to get that out. So let's start with this. Let's try to get it into this form, log base b of an argument equals the exponent. Because once we get into that form, we can switch it into exponential form and then we might actually be able to solve it. So let's start by condensing our log so we only have one log instead of two. Because right now, we're not in this form right here because we've got two different logs, and so we can't just switch it, okay? So let's see, log base 5 of 5x minus log base 5 of 6, we're going to condense that into log base 5 of 5x divided by 6 equals 4 because our quotient rule tells us we can do that. Now we have it in this form, right? Here's our base. Here's our argument, and here's our exponent. All right, so now we can just switch it around. Let's just go ahead and do that. So we have a base of 5 with an exponent of 4, and that equals our argument, which is 5x over 6. Now, you might think, but I still don't know how to solve this, but you do know how to solve this. So what's 5 to the 4th? It's 625 equals 5x over 6. This is something we've been seeing since middle school. We know how to solve this, right? Multiply both sides by 6 and we get 3750 equals 5x. And we divide both sides by 5 and we get x equals 750. So what I'm telling you is that x makes this whole thing true. That makes that whole thing true. Log base 5 of 5 times 750 minus log base 5 of 6 equals 4. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So this one, it looks super complicated because of all the decimals, but again, we're just going to try to get it into that form that we've seen before. Base to an exponent equals an argument. Okay, so we're the other way around, right? Instead of being in a log, we're in an exponent. But we know these forms. And the reason why we need to do it this way is because if you notice, this x is stuck inside of the exponent again. So there's not like a 2x root that we could just like take, once we get to get x by itself. We're going to have to use a log. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is get it into this form right here. So let's get that 297 on the other side. So we have 403 plus 297. So that equals 700. And then we have over on this side 4110. Oh, I missed a 1. 0.895 to the 2x minus 2. So again, we need to get it into this form, and we're not quite there yet. So let's divide both sides by 410, or 4110, sorry, 4110. So get out your calculators, because you don't have to do this kind of stuff in your head. Divided by 4110. Now, leave that number in your calculator. You get some ridiculous decimal, 0.170316, and then some. Leave that in your calculators, okay? And now we have 0.895 to the 2x minus 2. So now I have it in this form, right? Here's my base, here's my exponent, here's my argument. Now I can use logs to switch this around. And actually, I think I'm just going to take the log of both sides because I need this to be able to go in a calculator. Now, if I switch this around to be log base 0.895, I don't have a button in my calculator that has a log with that base, right? So let's just take the log of both sides. So we're going to take the log of each side. So we're taking log of this side and log of this side. Now remember, we take the log of both sides, it basically brings the exponent down in front. So we have log of that ridiculous number. I'm going to write the fraction so that I remind you not to round that number, because when we're dealing with exponentials, rounding can really mess you up. So do not round anything, okay? 2x minus 2, except for your final answer. So we bring the exponent down in front, and then I have log times log of 0.895. Okay, so I brought the exponent down in front, and now I have this. Now I'm going to divide both sides by log of 0.895 because I want to get x by itself, 0.895. And then I end up with 2x minus 2 on this side. Then I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I end up with log of 700 over 4110 over log of 0.895 plus 2 equals 2x. Then I'm just going to plug all of that into my calculator and then divide by 2. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to plug this into our calculators. Oh, and I have a calculator on my screen. I always forget that. Okay, let's bring this up here. Quit. So we're going to do log of 700 over 4110. Okay, still learning how to do this. Log divided by 4110. Okay. And then we're going to do divided by log of 0.895 plus 2. And then we're going to divide that whole thing by 2, and we get 8.978. This is where you can round. So now we're just going to go ahead and round that out. So we're going to write down 8.978.